Welcome to part two of the video practice test answer key. We're still working on, this time we're working on solving equations that have a fraction as a coefficient. So take a second, copy these problems down, solve for x, show your steps, and include a proof. When you come back, I'll work through them with you. Go ahead. Nice. I hope you had fun there. Let's roll through these. As we learned on previous video, we're just going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient. Okay? Which effectively gets rid of it over here and leaves us with a straight fraction multiplication problem on the other side. In this case, x equals 48. Next, multiply by the reciprocal, both sides, and make sure you show this step, okay? Don't just multiply on the one side, because then I might wonder if you really understand what's happening here. Because remember, with all equations, we're doing operations, we're doing them equally to both sides because of that, because it's an equality, right? So I've got x equals 24 over 2. Which simplifies to 12. What did you get? 11? Oh, that's too bad. Okay, next. First, we got an extra step here. Negative 1/3 x equals 6. Okay, then I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which means negative 3 over 1, because when I multiply these two together, same sign, positive answer, right? So this reciprocal has to be negative as well. Okay, that means x equals negative 18. Hey, Mr. Witcher, you're not doing a proof. Okay, I will. I'll go back and do proofs. In fact, let's do proofs right now. I'm so sorry. Here we go. So the proof would be, we take the original equation, substitute the answer, and hopefully it works out. If both sides equal each other, then that's the right answer. Yay! Put an explosion around that. What about this one? 2/3 of the answer is 8. And even though you can already tell it's right, I want to see those steps. Okay, so 12 times 2 is 24. That goes on top. There's the 3, and then finish it off. And that's for your own protection. That's in case you make a mistake. There's the first place you look, and then there's the next place you look. It gives you somewhere to go in case something goes wrong. Okay, over here, let's see if I have room. Negative 1/3 times what we think the answer is, negative 18. Plus 4 equals 10. Same sign, positive answer, so that's going to be 18 over 3, all positive. Plus 4 equals 10. What's 18 divided by 3? 6. There we go. So we have our three proofs. Let's move on to this next problem now. So blue is our answer, red's the proof. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. Negative 3/4 x equals negative 6. Reciprocal of both sides, or reciprocal of the coefficient, but multiplying it by both sides. Okay. If the coefficient is negative, the reciprocal is also negative, because remember, the definition is two numbers that multiply that equal 1. That's positive 1, right? This makes 24 over 3, which equals 8. Proof it. Hardest part about doing a proof is finding room on this paper. I'm going to squeeze it in right over here. 3/4 of 8 minus 6 equals negative 12. That means negative 24 over 4 minus 6 equals negative 12. I'm sorry, that's so hard to read. But there it is. Okay, it's easy enough to read that that is correct. We have 2 left here. Let's do it. Oh man, they keep getting harder and harder, which means it'll be harder to show a proof, basically. I can tell what I want to do here is I want to add 2/3 x to both sides. And then I'm going to do this all in one step because I'm short on room here. I'm going to do a -4 to both sides. See, because I see that's going to make this into 0. And then I'm going to make that into 0 on the other side. What I'm left with is x equals -11. And it's done, right? Because 1/3 plus 2/3 makes 3/3, which equals 1. There's an answer. Let's squeeze in a proof. 1/3 of -11 plus 4 equals -2/3 of -11 minus 7. -11 thirds plus 4 equals 22 thirds minus 7. I'm running out of space here. What am I going to do? Well, let's get rid of the felt pen. Let's go to a regular pen. -11 thirds plus 12 thirds, because that's what 4 is equivalent to. 4 equals 12 thirds, equals 22 thirds minus 21 thirds. That's what 7 is. And then we get 1/3 equals 1/3. That's a proof, and that one's good. Mr. Witcher, what are you going to do? There's no room for this last problem. Well, we're going to take it down here. What else are we going to do? Here we go. If you're still with me, you deserve some sort of award here. Okay, 15 equals -5 plus 5 halves x. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient. 40/5 equals x. X equals 8. And you know what? I'm not going to do a proof there because look, I'm out of room. Okay, the next part is I would like you to pause the video, read these 2 story problems, and after you read them, write and solve an equation to go with them. Okay? Go. Welcome back. Here we go. He did 3/4 of his science lab in 6 hours. So if I solve this, it's going to tell me how long the science lab is, because we know 3/4 of it is 6 hours. We're just going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient. It's going to take him 8 hours. Proof. 3/4 of 8 equals 6. 24 over 4 equals 6. Yes. That's correct. 8 hours. That's a big old lab. I'm not talking about the dog. Final problem. 96 square feet on his wall. He's painting it black, of course. He's painted 64 square feet so far. So we've got 64 out of 96 has been painted. Why don't we simplify that? And I can tell you this, A, because I wrote the problem, and B, because we can, let's break it down this way. Let's just start chopping it in half. That gives us 32 over 48. Can I still cut it in half? Yes, because they're both even numbers. Cut it in half. Cut it in half again. This is a strategy a lot of people use, and even though it takes a lot of steps, pretty soon we're going to get it simplified as far as it can go. Don't be embarrassed if you do it that way. You just keep going until you can't go anymore. Okay? Now, what I really should have done there is divide both sides by 32. But anyway, there we go. So 2/3 of the wall has been painted. And it took 4 hours. So there's our equation. And just like all these other problems on this side, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the coefficient. Yes. That's the coefficient. Heck, we've been here this long. We might as well spell out a couple of words. X equals 12 over 2, which is 6 hours total to paint the wall. That's well worth it. Okay, that's the end of our practice test. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped, and I hope you do fantastic on the test tomorrow or whatever you have going in your classroom, wherever you may be. Hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. See you later.